Hey guys. Okay, so I know I promised you a second video to the survival shelter, and I promise it's coming. But today we have better things to do. We are doing a Halloween special. Yes, a Halloween special. And we're doing dun dun dun. Guess. Well, you guys already know because it was in the title, so that's kind of dumb. The Hocus Pocus house, all right? The original Hocus Pocus movie, all right? The cottage. In the original. I know you guys are going to hate me for this, but I have not seen the second one yet. I know, it's awful. I plan on seeing it, but let's focus. We are making the cottage from the original Hocus Pocus, okay? And I was so smart, I cut my Amazon Prime special box out, and then I actually cut all of my windows out, and I did all of my window and framing, all of my window and door framing prior to gluing everything together. I never think ahead like this, guys. I honestly, I deserve a serious pat on the back. Moving on. What are we doing? We are gluing crap together with white glue. Fantastic. Okay, so this is going to be the base of the house. Now, I had to scour the internet for images of the Hocus Pocus house. And I had a lot of different variations, but in the end, I chose this one. And it's a 2-story, well, it's kind of like a 3-story, but it's like a 2-story house, right? And they have like 2 little side pieces that come off the side. And you guys will see what I'm talking about. I don't really know what those things are called. I call them, that's a coffee cup. I don't know why I showed you my coffee cup. Probably because I'm really proud of my coffee cup. I totally lost my focus. Cardboard. Amazon Prime. Look at that. Oh, sorry. 2 layers. It's a 2-layered house. Wow. That was bad. And so I'm building the 2 layers. I think that's the top layer. See, I just cut a hole in the base because I realized I couldn't have that there. The lights had to go from top to bottom and all over the place, right? Because, yeah, okay. I just totally ruined it. There's going to be lights, y'all. Well, you probably already knew that because of the thumbnail picture. But, anywho, so the whole space inside of the house had to be wide open for all of the lights, okay? And there's a lot of lights. And it's like this really annoying, like, string light thing that... Anyways, you guys will see that much later. See, that's like the add-on part. That's the add-on part. And yes, that totally makes sense now. Now it does, doesn't it? Now that I've said that, now you understand what I was talking about. Yep, there's that add-on part. Yep, and then the other one. Now, for some reason, I decided that I wanted the bottom layer and the top layer to be able to separate. Like, I wasn't planning on gluing those together permanently. I don't know why. Maybe it's my commitment issues. Or maybe down the road, I want to create an inside to this witch's Hocus Pocus house. All right? I thought about doing it this time. I'm not going to lie. But I realized I had very little time before Halloween. So I knew it wasn't going to happen. So I decided just to do the outside, but then to also make it so that later I could possibly do the inside. Yeah. But we all know that I'm not actually going to do the inside. Because once I finish this and set it aside, I'll be done. I'll be moving on, and I'll probably never revisit it again. The truth hurts. Anyways, moving on. So we are still gluing cardboard. This is a process. There was a lot of little pieces. And there, as much planning as I did do, which you guys should be proud of me. Like I said, I already patted myself on the back. And you guys should be proud of me because... not only did I plan a lot of things out, but then as we went, I had strategies. No, I didn't. That's a bunch of crap. As we went, I just flew by the seat of my pants. Really. That's the truth. See that tape? That was one of those flying by the seat of my pants. And you see this part here? I realized that my house, it was too short because I needed to do a bunch of stonework along the bottom. So I had to give it a lift. So we did a 3 Amazon Prime box lift. Yes, we did. And then there's that coffee cup that I'm very proud of. Look at that deer on that coffee cup. Seriously, it's wearing a sweater and glasses. What's not to love? Okay? It actually reminds me of a coworker. Anyways, focus, Tasha. What are we doing? Oh, we're using the foam cutter, cutting these super thin pieces of polystyrene insulation foam. It's probably just polystyrene, but I always add the insulation part because, I don't know, it's less confusing. I'm going to use those later for my rocks. Now these are those jumbo-sized popsicle sticks. You know, they really shouldn't call them popsicle sticks. I mean, I would freeze a pop. Anyways, these are jumbo-sized popsicle sticks. I cut both the little, ends off, and now I'm cutting them into 3. I'm razoring them, and then I'm ripping them apart. You see those hairs? You gotta shave them hairs off when you rip them apart like that. And now I'm adding some characteriness to them because they can't just be straight. I mean, the house is 300 years old, right? In the movie, the first Hocus Pocus movie, it's a 300-year-old house, so that the woodwork has to be old. See, here I am. I'm gluing those little thin sheets of foam to the base where I gave the lift, because I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna turn that into stone. Oh no, I'm gonna do that now. And so I started out with a ruler because I'm like, I'm gonna make this really straight and nice. And then by the end, there was no ruler involved. If you look closely, you can tell where I got lazy. It looks great there, but yeah, no, not straight. Nobody will ever know. And so then I added a little tin foil to bring out the realistic rock texture, and then we're Mod Podging it so that it'll hold that realistic rock texture. Yes, indeed. All right. Now, I apologize. This part it's a little blurry. I'm still getting used to my new camera and the whole focus thing. I mean, apparently I have issues with focus on all ends, apparently. Even my camera has problems focusing. We were meant to be. Anyways, sorry. So yeah, I'm trying to follow the design that I saw. One side of the house is like horizontal pieces all the way across like that. Yeah, and then the other side is like stucco and it's a cottage, guys. It's a cottage. Maybe I should put a picture up. I'll put a picture up, show you. Here, this is what it should look like. Now, hopefully I remember to go back and add that picture or I'm going to sound really, really dumb. Okay, moving on. More wood, more glue. More wood, more glue. Oh, look at that. Doesn't that look fantastic? So there's like 4 eaves. They're called eaves, right? The triangle parts of the house. There was like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there was 4 of them. And they were time consuming. And you have to cut them just right to make sure they're going to fit. Okay, and so this is the one side. Yep. Imagine that. Oh, this is the top. Yeah, we've done the bottom. The bottom is complete. Now we are doing the top layer. So that means we're getting close, y'all. We're getting close. See, look at that. It fits together nicely for now. Okay, one of those eave things again. And I actually try to cut these and then place them down on my mat so that I can go really, really fast. That way I can put large areas of tacky glue down and then just go for it. So I like pre-measure them out and then set them. It's time consuming. No matter what way you do it, it's time consuming. But for me, it's a lot less irritating if I do large chunks. See, look at that. Beautiful. Moving on. All right, where are we? Oh yeah, this was that, that extra thing that popped out on the other side. Yeah, because you know what I'm talking about. And we're adding the window stuff, and then that's just going to be completely layered with popsicle sticks. I don't show you that part, though. No, I don't think so. So this is the front of the top half, right? So there's a few little design factors here. Some pieces of wood that are like curved and bent over. So what I did was I used that, and you'll see here in a second, that really thin foam, and I did the squishy finger technique where you squish it all the way down with your finger and then it bends nice and easy. Yeah, that's what I did with those. Glued them in, and then I added some wood texture. Some wood. Oh, I'm gluing toothpicks in there. This is just because I want to be able to pull it apart. but I also want it to fit snugly. I already mentioned that part. But the toothpicks were supposed to help with the, snug fit thing. But they mostly just irritated the heck out of me. But whatever. I mean, it works. So, where are we now? Oh, yeah, we got to add those thingamajiggers there. Yeah, I cut those all down to size and just, tried to quickly glue them all down there. Yep, we have to do that on the front of the house, too. I mean, I think it's supposed to represent, like, the, I don't know, the floorboards. The joists. Those are the words I'm looking for. Those are the joists for the top floor. I don't think that's what they're actually called, guys. So don't quote me. You might sound dumb. Okay? Alright, looks great. Moving on. Okay, so I'm using those little matchsticks to, like, add that, I would say add a detail, but it's mostly just covering up the ugly crack that was there. Yeah, I did that on all 4 eaves, if that's what they're called. Oh, okay, so we're making roofing. Yes, we're making roofing, and we're doing it kind of the lazy way. I mean, it's not really lazy, because it's hard. No matter what you do, it's hard. But instead of gluing each piece on, piece by piece, I decided to kind of do what some of these other YouTubers are doing. It's kind of like a cheat method, where you kind of pre-cut it on the foam cutter, and then you slice and dice it, real thin sheets of it, all that good stuff. And then you have to go through and you have to texture every single piece. Yep. And then you just, but the nice thing is that it goes a lot faster when you're gluing it on. A lot faster. Yep. See, look at that. It's moving along quite nicely. And it actually looks really, really good. I wasn't real sure how it was going to turn out. Because like I said, I've never done it that way. I have always done one piece at a time. And it's awful. It's very time consuming. I think this was definitely a lot easier. And it didn't look too bad. Yeah. I mean, look at it. It looks great. Yeah. Okay, so here I'm adding a flooring to the inside base of the house. All right, so this goes back to my commitment issues and thinking that I might want to do the inside of the house someday. Well, my thought was you can see through the windows. I want there to be at least a decent looking floor on the inside. All right. Oh, now we're Mod Podging. We're going to Mod Podge the entire foam roof just to give it that little extra. Just gives it a little extra, right? So it's tough. And then I realized that I forgot the dang chimney. So now I'm going to rush through and try and make a chimney. And yeah, so I basically cut a piece of foam that looked like a chimney, sort of. And then I lined it with those thin sheets that I cut earlier. I don't know why. I could have just carved stone into, but I thought it would look cooler because it would look like the stones wrapped around. Anyways, all right, you'll see. All right. Okay, so this is the front door. And depending on where you find an image, that front door definitely has a lot of detail. So I went back and I rewatched one clip of the Hocus Pocus movie repeatedly. And that's when the kids first get caught in the house, when they turn the black lamp, when they light the black lamp and the witches show up and it's like this whole thing. Well, I went back and watched that clip repeatedly so I could see what the door looked like, and there was a lot of detail. So I took thin foam, which we're already done with it, but I'm just gonna still tell you. Took thin foam and added a bunch of stuff. Anyways, moving on. All right, so we did kind of the same process on our chimney that we did on these stones on the base of the house. Yeah, we just did you notice I didn't even use a ruler? Or did I? I can't remember. I don't think so. If I did, it was all for show because I didn't really use one. All right, so now we're going to cut in. I decided that the chimney wasn't going to just be a chimney. We have to be able to string some lights through that chimney. You'll see why later. In fact, you've already seen it because it was probably in the thumbnail, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to string some lights, throw some cotton on it, and we're going to make it a glowy, smoky thing. Okay? That's what we're doing. Now we're pre-fitting. We like it. And now we've moved on. I don't think we even glued it on yet, but we've moved on. We're going to make stairs. These are the front door stairs. Yep. Look at that straight line. Look at those straight lines. It's like I'm a professional. Yep. Yep, so there, yep, totally even. Not even close, guys. Not even close. Okay, so I did originally try to use the wire cutter to cut the stairs out, but then it just didn't really go very well. So here I am trying to fix it with a razor. Yep, and then, woohoo, yeah, it looks great. They're a little wonky if you look close. Just don't look close. And they're also supposed to be wood, so there I am. I'm going to add some more wood texture to it. Make it look a little bit more, you know, realistic, I should say. Scratch it a bunch. Oh, now we're going to glue the chimney on. Yep. We had to sit on it for a while. We had to wait for it for a bit. But now we're, yeah, look at that. Looks great. Now we're going to Mod Podge our steps as well. Because they're foam. And I Mod Podged everything else, so I might as well Mod Podge this too. Oh, and the door. We just don't want it to lose its, you know, texture that we worked so hard at. Oh, now we're painting. We're going to start painting. Alright. Well, maybe I'll just let you guys enjoy the spooky music while you enjoy the painting. Yeah, we did a dark brown, by the way. On everything. Well, no, not everything. I did the stones. Anyways, just enjoy the painting part. We'll be back. My camera lost focus again. Must have been the music. Alright, so we're moving on. We're going to do some, I don't know what that was, but that was spackling compound. A giant jug of it. It's hard to put on. I was struggling there for a bit, and then I realized if you just slightly wet the surface before you start sticking on the spackling, it sticks better. I'm just saying. Yeah, it does. It took a long time, though, to get it on there. But then you kind of get it in all these other nooks and crannies, and you got to go back and scrape it out. It's not the easiest thing to do, guys, but I can't imagine doing it in any other way. As far as, you know, how it turns out and how it looks amazing. Ends up looking great. So, yeah. And now we're going to add some texture. Texture. I don't know why I say that word like that. With a paper towel. That was a paper towel, and I just squishied it on there because it's kind of partially dry. So right now it's partially dry, and I'm adding cracks. That was me just... See those cracks? They come out when you add the dark washes to it. See? Yeah. So we're just doing a watered down acrylic wash now. Covering all the stucco spackling stuff with it. Yeah, we're going to cover all that. And the nice thing about the wash is that, you know, you can go back and add more, and add more, and add more, and add more. Like I'm doing here. Adding different colors. Adding a little bit more in there. Getting a little bit braver with it. You know, in the beginning. It's like you gotta learn it. Totally rambling now. It looks good though. I like those darker tones in there. And it's weird because as it dried, it would lighten up again. And then I would be like, no, it needs more. And then I'd be like, oh gosh, I overdid it. And then it would dry and it'd be fine. Okay, we're dry brushing now. Dry brushing. Dry brush pretty much everything the same color. A lot of dry brushing. You guys might even think that I do too much dry brushing. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm just saying. At the end of it, it kind of looks like I overdo a bit. That's because I do usually, but then I can go back with all these different colored washes. See, that's like overdone. It looks overdone. But when you come back with all your washes, it's perfect. I even dry brush the stones. Look at that. And yeah, I use some different tones down in the stones. I like how that rhymes. So different tones, like some earthly tones, and then some purpley tones and bluish tones, because rocks are cold. They're cold. So I used cold colors. Right? Yeah. Earthly cold color. I'm just totally making most of that stuff up. We even dry brushed the roof. Yeah. See, look how that pops. Yeah. We just dry brushed the whole thing. Yeah. Get that all dry brushed up. I think I come back a little later and add a little bit more burnt sienna because it just was looking a little too gray. You know, I can only do so much gray. Dry brush that. Oh, wow, now we're coming in with the washes. This is fun. Make sure your dry brushing is dry though. Otherwise it's a complete waste of time. And then I use a little paper towel to like dab it in some areas. Just because it looks cool. When I use the paper towel. And the end result's pretty cool too. So, and I just keep adding. I just keep on adding washes. A little bit thinner, a little bit heavier, a little bit thinner, a little bit heavier. Until I get kind of like this desired look. Which is au naturel, you know? And if you don't, you know, do it, have a plan, and you just kind of go for it, that's when it turns out the best. You plan it out, not so much. I mean, obviously you want to add more dark washes to like your corners, where, you know, the moisture would build up, you know, in the real world. Steps. We're back to the steps. We're going to throw some washes on there too. Cover that, you know, and then dab, 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 dab. It looks great. Moving on. Oh, now we're going to dry brush a little dirty stuff onto that stucco. I don't know. It must not have been dirty enough for me. So we're going to add a little bit more dirtiness. Look at that. Looks great. Oh, here's that burnt sienna. It's more of a burnt sienna combined with raw umber. Okay, yes, I know my paint colors. All right. Anyways, so yeah, now we're adding some washes, some dirty washes to the roof too. Yeah, kind of around the chimney, of course, because of all that black soot, you know. And then just really trying to be random. It is so hard to be random sometimes, especially if you're an overthinker. Awful. It's awful. But I think I did a pretty good job. You just got to go fast. I tell people all the time, the trick to randomness is just to go fast. Yeah, look how good that looks. I love it. Them witches would be proud. Yeah. All right, so now we're going to do window stuff. Yeah. And because I was too lazy and too cheap to go buy something, I just decided to take this little clear piece of plastic and draw it on with a marker. Why not? Just make do with what we got. That's what we do. And then I took a bunch of paint. It's actually just my dirty paint water. And I just dabbled it on there. And then I set it aside to dry. And it kind of came out looking cool. Like a dirty window. With those, you know, I don't know what those things are called. Like that lattice work on the windows. They're bars or something? I don't know. But they're in cottages. They're in the witch's cottage anyways. Oh, hey, look, the door looks great. And I did make like little hinges. Not really hinges. It's just really heavy duty paper. So that I can open and close the front door. Guess what I forgot to make though, guys? A door handle. Yeah, I'm realizing that right now. I never made that door handle. Huh. Might have to fix that. Or maybe not. So those cracks in the roof, you know, the very top, I decided I was just going to fill that with glue and, what is that stuff? Coarse Turf from Woodland Scenics. Yeah, that's what the label says. Yep, glue and Coarse Turf. It's supposed to look like, you know, whatever that stuff's called. I'm totally having a brain fart. Moss! God, it's supposed to look like moss, guys. I later go back and sprinkle some earth colors on there, too. Which I don't think I show you. But you'll see in the end. Yeah, we just kind of randomly put it everywhere. Except for those cracks on the top. I made sure to fill those all the way up. Yep. Oh, we're making the water wheel now. Yep, and that's just a piece of foam board. Like a cheap little dollar store foam board. Only I'm not cutting all the way through, y'all. I'm just cutting just into the foam. I'm just cutting into the foam. That way it kind of cracks, but it stays together. Look at that. I learned that from somebody. I'm not smart enough to figure that stuff out on my own. I had to have learned it from somebody, but I have no idea who. But look, it's a wheel. And it's perfect. Because I got to stick those other thingies in there. You'll see. It's coming. We made the other thingies, which you'll see, out of a Sprite soda can. just like we made the roofs out of Sprite soda cans. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I like Sprite. So here we are. We're going to cut all these little thingamajiggers. I don't know what they are. They're like paddles, maybe? Paddles on the wheel? Wheel paddles for the water wheel? I don't know. So I decided that since it's been 300 years, there wasn't going to be any water in the hole. You know, where the water wheel goes? It's just going to be dried up creek bed. You'll see that when I do the base. It's coming. It's coming soon. Actually, very soon. We're going to do the base next, I think. See, look at that. Turned out great. They just stuck right in there. Let that dry. There's another really super cool coffee cup. It's a bear with glasses and like a scarf. I think he had a scarf on. Do you have a scarf? We'll see him later. Don't worry. Okay, so I'm just kind of measuring out these pieces with some cardboard. And then I'm going to take the cardboard and use it as a template and cut it out of wood. Soft balsa sheets, to be exact. Not that plywood crap, because it's too hard to cut. So yeah, we're going to cut 2 of those. And it's a giant pain in the butt to do with a razor. But yay, it's done. Magic of editing. Okay, now we just got to glue those suckers on there. It's so hard to do. Oh. Here we are. Does it fit exactly? No. None of my circles are actually circles. They're certainly not, like, even in any way. But it's an old water wheel, and most of it's going to be covered with junk. So, whatever. It'll be fine. The only thing I wish I had thought of as I was putting this together was that I wish I had painted the inside. There's that cool cool coffee cup again. Let's see. Oh, I can't see I can't see the bear. I can only see his shirt. Sorry, where were we? Oh, I should have painted the inside because it was really hard to go back and paint it later. You'll see. You'll understand. When it's all said and done, you will understand. So this is going to be like the center part. The spinny part that doesn't actually spin because it's 300 years old. Yes, I could have made it spin. But that would have been very time consuming. And I thought I was really smart when I came up with this idea. I did. I was like, oh, you are so smart. This is going to make it so much easier. I cut all these pieces and glue them to the center piece. And then since I made that circle, I'm just going to bring that top piece down on top of it. It's all going to fit perfectly. It didn't at all. And I had to readjust, and then I just hot glued the crap out of it to make it work. See, right here. This would have been a perfect time to paint the inside. But I didn't. This side turned out a lot better because there was no hot glue. And I cut each piece to fit exact, like a snug fit. So yeah, that side turned out good. Look, hey, look at that. Water wheel. Alright, so this is the base. It's very simple and small, not my huge. Okay? And we're just gonna, this is gonna be like the dried up creek bed where the wheel's gonna sit. Because I want it to be kind of like down in the ground. Can't be like up. I mean, I guess it could. Anyway, so I wire brushed the crap out of it because then I put the Sculptamold on top. And it just, if you try and put Sculptamold on like a, I don't know, smooth, shiny surface, it doesn't stick at all. It's a pain in the butt and it's really frustrating. So I just use a wire brush and rough it up a little bit. I spread that Sculptamold everywhere. Now I'm dry fitting the house because I need to figure out where I'm going to put these rocks. And no, I don't have a clear idea or a picture of what the landscape should look like, but I just decided to be creative with it, okay? So I did my own thing. And I like it. I hope you do too. So I painted it a dark, dark brown. And then I went over it with dirt. You know, my little cup with nylon. Thin dirt. Silt almost. Right over the top of everything. And then I painted my rocks with a gray. Yeah. Yeah. And then I added more glue and more dirt. And then I added more glue and, you know, chunkier dirt. So, yeah, we're adding, see, that's dry creek bed. And then we add some to everywhere else just to kind of, we needed a variety, all right? And I had dirt. So, more dirt. Yeah, it looks great. All right, now I edited out the part where I had to paint the inside. because it was awful. And these are sticks. Like, legit. I found these sticks out in the yard. And then I painted them to look like sticks. That makes sense. And now I'm doing a little dry brushing. Yeah. Dry brushing. Love that dry brushing. Looks good. Looks old. And all looks woody. Alright, what am I doing here? Oh, we're getting the base prepped. We're getting our hole drilled. Oh, and then I must have realized I hadn't painted any of my rocks. So now I'm going back and I'm painting all the smaller bits and pieces of rock. Once you put enough glue on them, that dirt dries up nice and hard. You can use it for a rock. Oh, what is that? Spanish moss. Spanish moss, yes. So I'm going to use this in the final, like on the house, but I wanted to make sure it was a darker color, so we just painted it. Oh, and these are the lights, guys. Oh, so frustrating. I had to straighten them all out. And then I had to feed the whole bit of it through the base and then the house, and it took forever. Thank God I edited all that out. Now we're gluing stuff down. We're getting serious. Yeah, now we're going to glue the lights in too. Because I kind of wanted, I didn't just want them everywhere. And in fact, I didn't want you to even really see them. So I wanted them glued. They had to be glued kind of up on the sides and then up on the top. I'm feeding it through. Lots of feeding and glue and feeding and glue. And then at some point I get lazy and start using tape. Yeah, and then just shoving it in there. Making sure that there's good lights in all the windows. Feed all that back through. And ta-da! Check that out. Yeah, I got one of them Amazon lights. You know, it's got all these different colors, but the color I want, you have to like switch through all of the lights to get to the purple. Looks pretty good. Spooky. Dun dun dun. All right, now we're gonna add some extra glue and dirt. We're gonna add glue and dirt all around the foundation, including them steps that I just glued down, because it needs to look like it's been there for 300 years. Not like we just set it there. Yeah. So we're going to just do a lot of glue and dirt. I really like dirt. And then I do add like another... Yeah, see? Okay, I didn't think I showed you, but apparently I did. Another layer of glue, and I'm pretty sure I put more dirt down on top of that too, but... Yep, yeah, you can see there on the side of the house. Now we're putting dirt on the steps. Because it's been 300 years. Right? Oh, we're putting that wheel in, getting it situated. We're adding all the dirt. And we even put some dirt on the inside because it needed to look like it was there for 300 years, folks. Yeah. I could have added more dirt, to be honest. Oh, now we're gluing those sticks in. So, in the movie, they have like these cool tree stick limb looking things. You guys have to go back and watch it, alright? Because it looks like tree branches for a railing. So I decided to use sticks. And I was really excited. They look weird and bent, and I love them. They're great. Oh, and this is dried pineapple weed. And my daughter likes to collect things. And she dries certain herbs, because she's smart. And this is something that she collected that I asked permission first before I took them. She said it was fine. Okay? But they look at them. And no, I don't know what pineapple weed is used for in real life. If my daughter were here, she could tell you. But I have no idea. I might have to ask, though. Yeah. Anyway, so I glued those in. And then this is Woodland Scenics Earth Turf, I think is. Earth Turf. I think that's what it's called. More branches. Okay, so out in the yard looking for stuff. Found these cool branches that I thought were creepy looking. So I painted them. Then I dry brushed them. And then they looked great. And then I dry brushed my sticks, which I did very quickly, so you didn't really see. Now we're going to put the trees in. And the trees, I love the trees. Like, they're supposed to be dead. I did find pictures of dead trees surrounding the house. So, this is perfect. Sticks will work perfect for dead trees. So, yeah. It turned out great. Look at that. So realistic. I love it. And I kind of wanted them to look like they're like leaning towards the house. Like they're about ready to like hug the house, or like they're praising the house. Maybe worshiping the house. I don't know. It just sounded like a good idea. Okay, more pineapple weed, more Woodland Scenics earth stuff. I think it's meant to be like leaves. I think that's what this stuff's meant to be, and I thought it looked great. I love it because it doesn't necessarily look alive, but it doesn't look boring either. Looks dead. Leaves, more leaves. And then I also bought this other like vine stuff at the Hobby Lobby when I was there like 6 months ago that I never used, and they're a little dried up and all the little leaves fell off of them. I'll show you. It's coming. But so like this right here. So these are like the vines, and I used to have a bunch of leaves stuck to them, but it's old and dried up, and so I kind of had to sprinkle the leaves on separate because they all kind of fell off. Yeah. But it ended up looking pretty realistic. I mean, it looked pretty cool. Put all them vines down and then sprinkle the leaves on top of it. I mean, it works. Like I said, we just use what we have on hand. All right? I love those colors. It's like fall colors. So pretty. My favorite. And then I decided it all just looked a little too orange and it needed a little green. So I added some of that moss green from the roof down below as well, because I can't help myself. Now I'm showing you there's a hole. See, that's a hole to the chimney. Yeah, I fed that through the hole. Then I glued it to a wire. And then I stuck the wire and glued it to the inside of the chimney. See, those lights are all like, yeah, now we're going to throw some cotton on there. Whew, moving along. And I just used a little glue to kind of hold it in place here and there. And this is just little cotton balls that I've shredded with my fingers. Oh, the vines. The vines are nice and dry. Now it's time to add them. I should have done this prior to my trees, because it was really hard to get around my trees to get the vines up. It was a huge pain in the butt. It was just a mess. It was worse than the lights, trying to get these vines on there. And I thought the lights were going to be the worst of it. Yeah, it was a giant pain in the butt, just trying to get them in the right spot, and then using the hot glue and burning the crap out of my fingers. I mean, it was so hard, guys. Yeah, you totally feel bad for me. I know you do. Turned out great, though. I mean, really. Yeah. I mean, I could have done it a little bit better. I got a little tired there at the end, and I was like, that's good enough. And I just kind of, I was excited, because the next step is spider web. And I was such an idiot, because spider web is so much worse than the vines. I couldn't, it was so annoying. And it's really hard to not overdo it. And then if you decide you want to go back and like take some of it off, like, oh, that's too much spider web. I'm gonna take some of that off. You have to start all over again. And then it gets stuck on everything. It's just not fun to work with. It's just not. But at the end of the day, I mean, it looks like legit kind of spider web. And I kind of wanted it to look like it was like all over the trees and then hanging on the house. And oh my gosh, we're done. Dun dun dun. Okay, cue spooky music. That's it, guys. I love it. It's so pretty. I think I'd change the color to teal, though, because it's my favorite. Anyways, thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for continuing to watch. Thanks for commenting. Thank you for the support. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, because it really does help my channel. I know everybody says that, but it's like legit. It does help. Anyways, so thank you, guys, and I hope you all have a wonderful Halloween, and we'll see you in the next video. Okay. Bye.